Point 3, and this is Real Talk with Kike. And yes, she's back online right now. Hello, good evening, madam.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you, Sandy, for keeping it down in the studio. It's for me to, keep that in, and of course with the technical person there. Thank God, and say we thank technology. If not technology,
Exactly.
So my second guest, is in the studio. You can't see the irony of this. It seems as if it's not both. Anyway, it's my boy. I've known him for quite some time now, for many years, and it's been one of my great support system in life. Let me use this opportunity to say thank you, sir, for supporting me, for anything I do. You're always right there. You want to be there for me, and I pray that God will be with you as well, and everything that concerns you. Let me use this opportunity to say, our phone lines are open, I believe, and you can call us on 0700 923 923 923. Again, 0700 923. Let's hear your thoughts. Please question us, call us, send us your queries, your comment, hit us with whatever comment or queries you have. But glad to know you guys are still right there with us. And if you are tuning in again, this is Real Talk with Kike, and we are linking up with one of my ex-boss in the industry. His name is Mr. Hakeem Ogunniran. He's right there in the studio. Well, the host, is on the other side of the phone lines. Again, welcome, Mr. Ogunniran. It's good to have your voice and your expertise to be shared with Nigerians today. Eshiongo, thank you for being in the studio with me, holding it down for me.
Thank you for having me, Kike. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much. So quickly, because of time, because I know that we've run out of time, and because of all the issues that is ongoing at the moment that we are trying to manage. You are a real estate expert and investor. What is the industry overview in Nigeria, especially with the COVID-19 setback?
Okay, thank you very much. I always say that real estate, we started the year on a very, very good note. Year 2020 was supposed to be a very good year for real estate. So many reasons will have accounted for that. First, since 2017, there were a number of favorable regulatory interventions. The Pioneer Status legislation in 2017-18, the Finance Act last year, and a lot of favorable macro fundamentals, the fall of yield on interest rates and alternative asset classes. So for the first time in about 10 years, it appeared that real estate really had a fighting chance, because now if you put a project with a yield of 6-7%, you could compete with the normal competing assets in the marketplace. But of course, all that has changed with COVID. COVID has created uncertainty in the market. It has created a lot of issues. During the lockdown, there was a lot of, all sites had to close down. So after COVID now, we're going to see a lot of pipeline disruptions all over the world, really, because I always tell people that people don't understand that China happens to be the supply chain capital of the world. In real estate, 70% of our input are imported, and about 30% of them are from China. So with the lockdown of factories all over the world, that really had a major impact. Plus, unfortunately also, we're a mono product economy. Our life is largely dependent on oil. With the terrible fall in the price of oil, of crude oil now, the revenue of government has fallen significantly. That has created further problems. I used to joke that before COVID, Nigeria was in the emergency ward of the hospital, but now we're an ambulance case with what has happened. So so a whole lot of issues around. And you saw what has happened to exchange rate in the past few days, Yes. So for a country like ours that is heavily dependent on importation, an industry that is heavily dependent on importation, things just have to be done differently for us to survive in that industry. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that. So, as Chairman Board of Directors, Lagos Building Investment Company (PLC), this scheme is designed for participants and partnership of the private sector in housing investment. So is the scheme actually meeting up with the mandate of housing provision in the state? If not, what are your plans and your own review regarding everything that is going on?
Well, we're just coming on board as a new board. I'm also a non-executive chairman. I think issues like that are better taken up by the CEO, and also there are organizations within the Lagos State government who deal directly with the issue of government schemes and things like that. I know there's NTDA, there's New Towns Development Authority, there's Ministry of Housing. These are the people directly in charge of schemes like that. So I'm sure that I think that if you really want up-to-date information on matters like that, they are in a much better position, to make those comments. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so the housing provision,
Yes.
real estate developments in Lagos State and Nigeria in general, do you think this sector is occupied with the right professionals? And again, some don't even believe that you have to study or train to be a realtor or estate manager, so to speak. So almost, in my opinion, is like almost everyone is some big and Aries that think that they can actually build houses in Nigeria.
Okay, that's a very unfortunate situation. There's something that we say in real estate that in Nigeria, for you to produce a sachet of pure water, you need strict regulatory approval. Something as simple as that. But there's no clear-cut procedural regulation approval. If you want to build houses. I must say that there are decent people in the industry, professionals who do things right. But I agree with you. There are a lot of people who cut corners. I was overhearing your conversation with the CEO of Lasema, and that's why we have a lot of building collapses all over the place, which could be due to defective design, substandard materials, and things like that. Like the DG of Lasema said, there are institutions in Lagos State who are charged with the responsibility of planning and approval and project monitoring. But a lot of people cut corners. The use of standard materials. They don't follow the approvals when they have approval. Some of the collapses that we had like 4 years ago, they had approval for a one-story building. They went on to build like 4 or 5-story buildings. So there are those unscrupulous elements in the industry. But the large majority of people, they are decent professionals who are doing things right, who are following the law, who are following all the building code and doing what they ought to do to ensure that the safety of people is not compromised anyhow.
Okay, all right. Thank you for all that. I keep hearing real estate is a worthy venture when it comes to investment. Can you kindly enlighten our audience on how possible that is for an average earner in an expensive place like the mega city of Lagos?
Okay, I always tell people that the first problem that we have as a people is that we don't have a very good savings culture. People always say that I'm not earning enough, but the reality of the matter is that if you really want to buy a house, you have to plan towards buying a house. You have to inculcate the savings culture and really save towards buying a house. Things are expensive, but there are a lot of schemes, which government has been working upon, which can help people, to which can support people to owning their various homes. So if people have targeted programs, towards owning a home. For example, in my company, what we've tried to do is to create an ecosystem that helps to tackle both the demand and supply of houses. So we got Lagos State approval to start a real estate cooperative like 3 years ago, and we are bringing people on board who are joining the cooperative, who are saving towards some of our projects. And for people like that, in the next 3 years, they will have saved about 30% which they need. And then we can help them to get the financing, either through federal mortgage back or to any of the other primary mortgage institutions. And a lot of things are happening. A lot of reforms are happening around mortgage in Lagos, all over the country actually. About 5-6 years ago, federal government established Nigerian Mortgage Refinance Scheme, which is supposed to create liquidity for primary mortgage banks to be able to create further mortgages in the market. So things are changing, but people need to understand and have knowledge of this thing and begin to plan towards raising their own counterpart funding, which they will need to acquiring their homes.
All right, thank you so much for that. And this will be my last question to you. Are any projects at hand or schemes that you are working on that our audience can benefit from in terms of real estate?
Okay, I mean, this is the best question you have asked me since I came. Clearly, we have a number of projects. When I started this business, when I retired from our company and I started this business 2 years ago, we had a focus. Our focus was to target starter homeowners, young families, middle class people. So what we're doing now, we're building studios, 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms, because the target is for young families. And we have a project going on now at Lekki, opposite Sako Mall, inside Ocean Breeze Estate. It's called Fiona Lawton Apartments. It's studios, 1 bedroom and 2 bedrooms. Decently, we're currently building now. We're locked down during the COVID lockdown, but we're back on site. And we're selling off plan now. And it's a good opportunity. So if you're a potential first time homeowner, or you're an empty nester, so I have some buyers who currently live in very large homes. They want to downsize. So they've subscribed to our 2-bedroom apartment because we're building with all other things that we need to have in the place. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, for joining us on the program today and for actually being in the studio while I was at the other side. I cannot help but, appreciate you more. It's been an absolute pleasure having you in the studio for this show, Real Topic. And congratulations again on your new appointment as the chairman of LBIC. More power to your help, and I know that you are the right person for that position. Again, thank you so much, sir, for being in the studio right there with my other dedicated colleagues, so to speak. So, because of time, our closing remark, courtesy Omoluabi personality from Goldberg, is what doing at all is what doing well. This message goes to every Nigerian. Let us adhere to basic practices and standard guidelines in every of our work. And be you a builder, be you a developer, an architect, doctor, governor, administrator, a politician, or any walk of life, let's understand that a wrong decision or selfish interest in our respective lines of work may lead to the loss of lives and damages of our properties. Again, thank you so much for joining us and for managing the situation with us today. This is where I draw the curtains for the day. Till I come your way next week, hopefully we won't be in traffic. Hopefully we will not be recording via our car. I remain Kicheloma Tongawo and bye now.